So, there is something rotating axle, obviously. Rotating on this side that's causing the vibration. Vibration, that really harsh vibration, is the driver's side axle.
Thank you for tuning in. You're watching Stars Autosport. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing driveline vibrations. This issue really can be applied to any car with an axle, basically. This specific car is front-wheel drive, and the vibration is happening right between 50 to 70 miles an hour acceleration or deceleration. It's just a really violent shaking. Feels like the wheel is going to come off. Obviously, it's not the case. The torque almost feels like a brake pulsation, but the brakes have to be really warped to get a vibration when you're not even on the brake, and I've seen that happen. So it is possible, not the case. These brakes are brand new.
We have a very basic diagram of how a front-wheel drive car operates. You have your engine, transmission, differential. This is your driver, passenger. This is going to be the front of the vehicle here as if you were driving forward. One thing I will focus on, though, this being a front-wheel drive car, is the differential. The differential is what basically splits your power from left to right. Engine powers the transmission sends power to the differential, then you have your left and right drive. It's basically how most front-wheel drive cars are going to be configured, I would say. I would argue that most, if not 80% of the front-wheel drive cars on the road are going to be equipped with something called an open differential. What is an open diff? Basically, when you send power to the diff, it's going to send power to one wheel. So it'll travel the path of least resistance. For example, if I am driving on the road and there's a patch of ice or a patch of water, the power will be sent to the wheel that can spin the easiest.
A regular differential, which anyone who's been stuck in the mud in Alabama knows. You step on the gas, one tire spins, the other tire does nothing.
It really is the worst diff to have in a situation where you need traction. Why did the driver's side axle fail on this car? It's actually pretty simple. Open differentials will move one wheel at a time, and power likes to be sent to the path of least resistance. So if you have a short axle here on the driver's side that moves the driver's side wheel, power is going to come down to the diff and it's going to be split to the shortest distance. Why go through all the hassle of going through the intermediate shaft and the passenger side axle when it could just move this side? It's a lot easier. In my case, I lifted the front of the vehicle up. You're going to see the driver's side wheel moving first. If you physically force that wheel to stop, then it'll send power to the passenger side. But in this case, this axle is the one that handles most of the driving. And it's typically this one that fails on most Hondas, the driver's side. Doesn't mean that this axle doesn't fail, the intermediate shaft doesn't fail, the bearing doesn't fail. Of course, these are all components that go bad, but I've definitely seen the driver's side axles fail more commonly than the passenger side. And that's because it's going through this path more so than others. here, you do feel a bit of a bump. It goes straight and dips over. That's where this guy has been maybe hitting this groove for so long from accelerating. At one point, it used to be flat, but now you can feel the groove on this side. Oop. Groove on this side and on this side. It's these guys right here, sitting on this little groove. It's been hitting this groove here, so they seem to be in pretty decent shape.